Having bounced back from their Setanta Cup final mauling with a 1-0 win at Limerick in midweek, Drogheda were looking to get one over on Derry, a side with which they drew 1-1 in their opening league encounter, and Doherty saved his side after a goal-man scramble in the Derry area. Drogheda continued to press on a bright sunny night at Hunky-Dory's Park, and a poor clearance from the Derry defence saw Brennan head into David Cassidy's path, who just missed with a wonderful dipping volley. Derry's best opportunity came when Rory Patterson got behind the Drogheda backline, but he just couldn't get a shot inside Michael Schlingermann's far post. A fine effort though from the Northern Ireland international. David Cassidy's free kicks caused problems for the Derry defence, who couldn't deal with the dropping ball on this occasion and were more than happy when defender Byrne drove his volley wide. Drogheda spurned chance after chance to get the opener, and Paul O'Connor drove at the visitor defence before picking out Cathal Brady, who missed his intended target. And indeed it was Derry who hit the front on 39 minutes as Byrne diverted Barry McNamee's corner into his own net, and 1-0 to the Candy Stripes. Byrne attempted to make up for his mistake with a header from a corner which was saved by Doherty, and Cassidy's shot looked to be going in before hitting teammate Brennan. Derry almost got a second before the break, Schlingermann diving full length to save from Rory Patterson's free kick. There were goal-mouth incidents aplenty in the game, and the second half had barely begun before Doherty saved brilliantly from Gary O'Neill to keep his side in front. And it was a mistake that led to Derry's second goal, as the ball was played straight to Patterson, who picked out Griffin. Patterson kept going, and despite claims for offside, Patterson made it 2-0 with a low shot past Schlingermann. Derry were in control, but on 77 minutes, Drogheda pulled one back as the ball was adjudged to have crossed the line from Gavin Brennan's corner. O'Connor made sure, but the whistle had gone. Given the lifeline, Drogheda drove forward in search of an equaliser, and they got it a minute later as Gary O'Neill headed into the path of Declan Fabio O'Brien, and he equalised to make it 2-2. Surely now the points would be shared. But not a bit of it. 4 minutes from time, Derry got the winner, and it was Patterson who got it. A brilliant finish past the Drogheda keeper to snatch a dramatic win. Indeed, Patterson could well have got another just before the end. He got in behind the Drogheda defence, rounded the goalkeeper, but this time couldn't supply the finish. It mattered not though. A fine contest, some great goals, and a 3-2 win for Derry City.
I'm just totally baffled how we threw away 3 points tonight. But we created a hell of a lot of chances, enough to win 2 or 3 games. But we're not defending well at the moment. We defended very well on Tuesday down on Limerick, but there's too many schoolboy errors tonight.
Delighted with the character the players have shown here tonight. You know, it's a very difficult game for any team coming to Drogheda. I respect the team that Mick has put together, and for us to come away with 3 points, we're over the moon.
Yes, it certainly was important for Declan Devine and Derry City to bounce back from that 4-2 defeat at the Brandywell to UCD the previous week, so they certainly welcomed the 3 points over at Hunky-Dory's Park on Friday. Pat, I suppose it's no coincidence either that their in-form striker was back in form very quickly. Rory Patterson, 11 goals now this season. He's having a remarkable time.
What I like about his goals at the minute, they count. You know, it's not that they're losing and he's getting goals. He's getting really important goals. And when you look at what's happened to Derry, such a fantastic start. They lost a couple of games at the start of the second series of games. I mean, you know, his goals have been right at the centre of that, and he's just so sharp at the minute. If you look here, that, you know, when he gets the ball, there he is, makes a decision. But look, he's timing his run. The timing of his runs are fantastic. Into space. Look at that. People think that's offside. Really neat finish, swivel, clinical. There he is, beating his chest. That's how much it means to him scoring goals. He lives for goals. And when you think, I mean, that's just a marvellous finish. Yeah. The way he opens up his body, waits for the goalkeeper to make a decision, and then lifts it over him. But 11 goals, I think he's 11 starts. I think he's missed a couple as well. Phenomenal. A goal a game, and, you know, McEleney, the Northern Ireland boss, has got to be taking notice for a recall for this guy, because, you know, Northern Ireland don't have a lot of different options. He's the guy in form at the moment scoring goals. I think he's got to be on the radar of Michael O'Neill.
Now, we heard Mick Cook talk about Drogheda's efforts on the night. He felt they were a little unlucky not to get something out of the game, but defensively they weren't strong enough. But speaking of guys who's familiar with scoring goals, Fabio O'Brien, you liked the way he performed.
Just look here at the Barry Molloy goes to close it. Look, it goes off the pitch. Now, it's a poor header from McNamee, but you know, the two centre halves, particularly Shane McEleney, puts his hand up, but the movement for strikers, look at this, he sneaks in, and Barry Molloy, the top left of the screen, is playing everyone onside. Now, McEleney, in terms of his attributes as a footballer, he's very good on the ball, he's big, he's reasonably mobile, but it's concentration. It's about not being right, you know, in a really critical part of the match, not losing somebody in the box like O'Brien, who you know hasn't got the pace to lose you, but intelligent movement can sometimes compensate for lack of mobility. And you know, Mick Cook now is probably looking at his Drogheda side after last season's heroics. They're probably out of the title race. I mean, if you look at the week they had this week, that, you know, they're very humiliating really to lose the Setanta Sports Cup in the way that they lost it, getting hammered. Then they come back with this performance and result where they kept a clean sheet. They conceded 21 goals already this season, and everything looks hunky-dory again, and then they lose at home when, again, possibly they feel that they shouldn't have lost. So it's really disappointing at the moment for Drogheda, because they have got good players, but you've got to defend better. Yeah, 5th place, and they're quite a distance at the moment from the league leaders, Sligo Rovers. But let's talk about, Brian, the significance of that win for Derry City. Every win is only worth 3 points, but you feel that was an important one on Friday night.
Well, there is after 2 defeats. They've lost twice to Sligo this year. 3-0 sounds very convincing. I don't think it was as it appeared in that match. But losing to UCD was a bad defeat. So it was important to bounce back. Drogheda have been a handful, home or away, over the last season and a half, and it's a very, very difficult match for them. And it shows that they're made of a bit of strong stuff. It's quite a lot of very young players around the team. They still have that bit of experience in the middle with Barry Molloy, picked them out there. But they've vibrancy up front and loads of goals. I mean, you look at McNamee, Rafter and Patterson scoring goals for them. They've really good options up there, which can get them out of trouble in games when they're behind. Yeah, they've got a lot going for them this season, and that certainly is reflected in the current Electricity League Premier Division table, which we'll show you shortly. In the meantime,